Drive on Lugnutz.
And of course, we start off the 263rd Perjangers and Wallhangers Media Network presentation. Gang, start your motors. Welcome to Lugnutz. Wrong show.
Welcome, gearheads. This week, we're going to talk about the SUV of the year, Motor Trend. Acura Civic. Honda. Hyundai Scoots. R1t. And Chevy dropped a new 10-liter. And we're going to talk about silence. Oddly enough. And more.
Play on Perjangers. Drive on Lugnutz.
Drive on Lugnutz right over here to PJAndDWH.com, where you're going to find the very luggy and nutty funny moments from all of our podcasts, including last week's Triforce podcast, Digital Hoarder, Xavier's Buddies, with these guys right here, New Dad Gaming, Canadian podcast, came on, absolutely donked it. They were so fucking funny. And it was such a pleasure to have them on there. So we obviously want you to go over to newdadgaming.com.
From way up north there, you know.
Oh, way up in the cold. Yeah.
Hey, but we're going to start over on this first story.
Don't you know?
If you remember, they have a picture of this beautiful engine right here.
We'll put it on the
If
main
you remember
door.
several weeks ago when Chevy said or GM, I think it was Chevy, said they're going to discontinue an engine. Yep. That's because they have this monster in the works, 632. Chevy reveals a 10-liter crate engine with 1,000 horsepower. Previous largest engine you could get was in the Demon with 840 horsepower.
Yeah.
If you're flipping through the catalog, you're going to look for ZZ632/1000 is the name of the engine.
It rolls right off the tongue.
It does, just right off the tongue, like whatever.
But
it is a 632 cubic inch. Get it? V8 producing 1,004 horsepower, 876 torques with the 10.4 monstrous engine motor.
well, the 4 horsepower really make it stand out.
It really does, but it's probably lost in transference. Peak power is at 6.6K with red line at 7. Features 8 port injectors and CNC manufactured high flow aluminum cylinder heads with symmetrical ports.
Doesn't that make you feel good with your ADD?
Makes you feel all warm and gooey inside in an
Almost
engine
like
type
it's
way.
Hang on, I'm rusty.
Symmetrical doesn't just apply to the top. Symmetrical applies to both the intake and the exhaust, with each side port getting identical length, volume, and a layout design. And you can lengthen it.
It looks nice as far as engines go. I mean, you can lay off the orange a bit, but it's a powerful, beefy-ass motor.
Yes, well, the heads have...
That shit could be pink for all I fucking care.
It is. It's the most powerful engine I think you can get. The heads
should be pink.
The heads have been... I think they're going for red there.
Oh, well,
Red
they're off a
there.
bit. A couple pigments.
Yes. The heads have been named RSX, symmetrical port cylinders, to honor Rod
Sperry?
Sperry.
Ron Sperry. R.I.P.
Okay. The bore has been increased.
I imagine he's dead. Otherwise, they wouldn't honor, or they're just honoring
he
him.
retired.
Okay.
I should have looked up who Ron Sperry is. But Ron, good for you.
Or R.I.P.
We're very informed podcast of no information. But I have information on the bore. It has been increased by 0.04 of an inch, with the stroke is also longer by 0.375 of an inch. You can see it in SEMA. 2021 Las
Double
Vegas,
giggity.
November 2nd through the 5th.
That's a double giggity story right there.
Absolutely. Fantastic looking engine, especially looking to drop one of those in
Oh, yeah.
a little Miata.
Pop it in a fucking minivan and have fun.
Pop it in a Miata and then you'll win everything.
I don't
Or-
think the Miata would be able to fucking fit that. It would be bulging out of the top.
It's too big and it would be like plunk.
Yeah, no, you would need special suspension like in the front end just to be able to hold that, let alone the power weight ratio of having a heavy engine in the front.
Yeah. Well, speaking of power, they've increased the power on the all new GMC Sierra.
Which we'll see in the next story.
This is the GMC Sierra. It has a turbocharged 2.75 liter 4-cylinder engine with a total of 420 foot-pounds of torque and over 400 horsepower. 24% improvement over the last Sierra. Cylinder blocks were cast. The cylinder block cast was revised to add rigidity, and the crankshaft was stiffened 30% for additional smoothness.
Okay.
The torque rating is 420 pounds. It is achieved at 3,000 RPMs. That's halfway through the rev range, as the old configuration had 348 and 1,500 RPM. So they've tweaked it a bit for a bit more power all over.
I mean, overall, it still looks like a solid truck. They
It's a
didn't go
nice
crazy with it.
open bed SUV they got going on
Full
there.
size, and then the front, it looks different, but it still overall feels like that truck you want to get into and just get the fucking job done and go home.
The grill looks different. Other than that, it looks exactly the same. as
Overall,
every
what
other
else
pickup.
do you need in a truck?
In an open bed SUV? In a man's SUV?
Yeah, a man's SUV. That is the perfect way to put it.
It's not a truck. If it has two doors, it's a truck. I'm sorry, I know, but
I mean, half the time you look at people
maybe
with
if
trucks.
it has those half doors, I would accept that. But
half the time you look at people with trucks and there is nothing in their bed.
there's nobody in whatever. Nothing. Well, that's halfway of the half of the trip. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
They get there, they put something in. That's the other half.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it from half the view.
But if you're in the market for more power, you might want to think about the GMC Sierra.
Yes.
4 cylinders and 400 horsepower, I think. That's from memory.
Sure, why not?
It does have 420 torques cranked in there.
All right. How much does this next story have?
This next story, we checked the math. I don't know why that's in the head. Let's just leave it
There we go.
here. The all-new Civic SI. To get a preview of what that Integra is going to be like. The all-new Integra has 4 doors. Civic has 4 doors.
Yeah.
If you want the 2-door model, you'll probably get the Integra. That's what China's showing us. It'll have the same 1.5-liter i4 engine that has 200 horsepower, 6-speed manual, no matter whether you like it or not. If you're getting an SI, fitted with a lighter single-mast flywheel that should help with it rev more freely.
Now, Honda, they have had a very, bold choice in their stylings of the Civic throughout the years.
I like this one so far.
Obviously, the fan favorite has always been the 90s version.
I like
the
one
94 version.
I like the one in the back.
Yeah, that was the earliest version.
Earliest version. Mm-hmm.
The one after that, the 94 to 99 version, that was the most fucking popular Civic.
Yeah, I knew someone who had one.
Yeah, and then
Cheating bitch.
there was another version which was the 2000s version, which took that cyberpunk slanted windshield.
Yeah.
And now
they didn't. That's the one I think they never didn't know when to stop designing the damn thing.
Well, no, it was the last version. You also
The last
thought
version's
that,
that one. Well,
yeah. You thought that about. You think that about a lot of the Civics.
Here's the thing. I want to like the Civic. This one's not bad. I don't know what they're doing with the front of that hood there. With that. It's a bit weird.
The front of the hood and the back end. I'm just like,
it's a bit boring, but
it's weird, right?
Yeah, a little bit weird.
It's weird.
It's got a nose on it. Bit of a nose.
It's got a Hollywood look.
Yeah, a bit of a Hollywood, different look.
Yeah. There's something there.
I'm not sure if I like the front, but configuring has been done with more torque at lower RPMs and more power at higher RPMs. 8% increase in rigidity and 13% improved blending stiffness with a longer wheelbase. Springs, roll bar, and a bunch of other shit has been changed.
Well, giving it a wider wheelbase, making it longer, giving it better springs and roll bars. That's all for the suspension and
26
general feel of the car. To where they probably made it too small, and now they're just trying to widen it out a little bit, giving it a little bit more stability in the ride, to where it has that accurate, Honda feel.
Yeah, so it fits that Integra look.
Yeah, Acuras and Hondas, they have this certain feel about their cars when you drive them. It's just, yes, it can handle this. But they're very well put together cars. It's just this one is a very ugly duckling.
This is a simpler design than the complicated. Other than the nose, the rest of it looks fine. I mean, compared to the other one.
It's something. I'll put it that way. I mean, overall, like the wheels, let me talk about stuff I like about it. The wheels, the headlights. I love the headlights. That lower grille is very nice and attractive to me. The body lines, the way the bottom of the body has those subtle little flares to it. I love that. It's just that the mirrors. The mirrors look good. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that.
Well, let's see what Nissan's doing.
Sure.
With Infinity. We have a brand new concept. Here it is. Whoa.
Woo. Okay.
This is a fan concept designed by Johnny Jiang.
Sure.
The QX90 2028.
All right.
It was designed with a future of semi-autonomous vehicles in mind.
It looks like it.
It's a looker.
It looks like something.
I don't know what it looks like, but it looks like
it looks like something. I don't mind that ad. Jesus.
It's like the Cybertruck, but
on acid?
Yeah. A little bit acid. I'm gonna
Somebody was watching maybe Batman or some kind of
they were I think
car
this is
thing.
One of they took a regular what the hell company is this again? Infinity, and then they just boxed it out of it.
I mean, it doesn't look that off for Infinity. But it's still off. You know what I mean? That just I like, once again, the things I like. All right, I like the wheels. The wheels are nice.
It's a different design. It'll stand out in the parking lot. You know how Pop-Up used to put those balls on the top of the antenna? Yeah. That's going to stand out. You don't need one of those little white balls on the top of the antenna.
What is going on with your headlight situation, though? You're really trusting those 3 dots?
Well, here's something. Oh, let's look at the backside. Oh, what a backside.
Batman!
The interior has a panoramic glass roof for... You've never heard this before, a lounge feel. When in relaxing mode, the rear passenger seats will swivel 180 degrees for deep and meaningful conversation when you should be looking at the fucking road. I am so sick of hearing about how every car is going to be a lounge. I'm not lounging in there on my own. I'm not lounging. Like, I'm driving.
They're
like,
really betting on autonomous vehicles on this, though.
Someone come up with a different, say it differently, please.
But they're betting on...
Like, don't say the word lounge. Say something else.
Like, you're going to be sitting there playing, I don't know, video games. Just, oh, God, I don't mind traffic anymore. Boop, 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 boop. And it's going to be a lounge.
We should have a contest later between this and the other one.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
See what happens between the two.
But in the next story, Hyundai has a different idea. You know, when you're done driving, you have to, like, get out and, like... use your legs and put one in front of the other. You know how annoying that is? They have a solution for this. We got multiple photos below. There was a patent in 2017 and a patent in 2019. This is the new patent. It's a razor-like scooter, but it gets better. It's battery powered. It folds up and puts into the trunk. They've released this one. The first one is here. It's a massive, gigantic thing, and it takes up the entire trunk.
I need a minute.
Which is a bit of a problem. But the new one is really small. They made this one. It looks like... Wow, I like the car.
I mean, all right, this is their inspiration, but that's where
they started. That's where they started in 2017. Now, technology has advanced a bit.
And now they have a razor.
And now they're working on a razor scooter that you can sit in the trunk.
It looks like right there they want to put it in the door.
It could work in the door, so you and your passenger have one.
Oh, fuck. I mean, all right.
I mean, it looks like it has 2 to 4 passengers. You might need 4 of them.
Trunk area right here.
For the person who illegally rides in the trunk. I might be
so they can get away. All right, that's very thoughtful. So there's one in the trunk. Everybody gets electric razor scooters. There's one for the guy hiding in the trunk. It's like they planned this for the border. There's one for the doors.
I think these are options as to where to put it. Like with Rolls Royce and the umbrella in the door.
So it's not just like, this isn't like a border crossing escape plan where everybody hops out the car and fucking rides electric razor scooters across the border.
I don't think so. I think the government will catch them because they have cars.
Yeah, but that sounds like a great plot for a movie, doesn't it? I mean, you know.
A comedy movie.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Like, and then they just hop out there and get across and save the day.
Well, speaking of comedy, let's see what the French are up to.
Ah, well, that's always good for a laugh.
Wait for it. Here it comes. The Citroen Skate.
Where?
There it is. It's right there.
With
that's what? It. With the black birth control pill on top, or whatever the fuck they got going on there. That is the Citroen Skate. This is their new concept.
It looks like somebody tried to digitize the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile and didn't finish.
Yeah, they did a really bad job, but there's more concepts.
You got that Wienermobile prototype ready, Greg? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I do. Hang on.
It's electric. Don't worry. It's narrow to fit through those tiny streets of France. And it is undisturbing with pods on the top. It has a top speed of 15 whole monstrous miles per hour of continuous driving on spherical tires. So it can drive in any directions.
Very slowly, in any direction.
Yes. And a new pod can be fitted in as little as 10 seconds.
Okay.
10 seconds. We have several pod designs. 2 of them were designed by a French hotel designer. See below. We also have go lower, lower, lower. That's it. That's the Skate.
All right. Well, that is fine. As long as the top can change, I'm okay with this story now.
Wait for it.
The spherical tires are an awesome idea.
That was probably the exercise model. Let's go down and see the one designed by the French hotel company.
I mean,
there's LED lights for your luggage.
That's actually kind of cool if I want to highlight on this while I'm still in this fantasy
If I'm
land.
on vacation in France, I might think it's neat.
Yeah, like that. If it's
To
like,
come
hey,
from
hop
the
in here.
hotel.
We're gonna go hotel to the restaurant. Boom, you get that back and forth. That's fucking cool.
I think it will be the most annoying thing in the world to French drivers.
Oh yeah,
They're gonna hate it.
But
It's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
be a
the only
tourist.
thing allowed at some point.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be a tourist, so fuck them.
Okay, yeah, in their own country. Let's look at another design.
Yeah.
They want to incorporate. This is the other one. It's modeled after a park bench.
I see this at like a golf course.
Outdoor seating is what it's.
I could see that at
modeled
like a
after.
golf course. You have something open like that.
It does look like a golf cart.
You know?
They
And then-
also want. Yeah, they want another design where you can exercise in the in a glass bubble.
Why?
That first one where so you can't see in, but you can see out. So you're exercising. That's all the photos we have.
But I like that one. I like the golf cart.
The one inspired by street furniture.
I like that one, man, because you could see that as a golf cart.
I don't
just like
think-
on your rich mansion estate, you're just going between houses or
That's not going to
complexes.
work in the cold French winters.
All right, you got a point there. But I mean, spherical tires, get Michelin on it. I mean,
So
I
can
think-
like
I like the
Goodyear.
idea.
Goodyear is what
Yeah,
they're going.
I like the idea of spherical tires, especially that makes it so easy to parallel park.
It doesn't look like
just
there's
go,
going to be any
"Well."
driver. Look at that one. There's no driver. Who's driving that? No one.
It's the person who's facing the opposite way. You have to trust your passengers. It's like keep talking and no one explodes.
Speaking of exploding, that's a perfect segue into our next story.
That
Guess
was a good
what
segue.
could explode in your face, sending horrible shrapnel flying in your face?
Volvo?
Takata! Volvo has a Takata recall from the U.S. safety regulators have demanded that they get with the fucking program.
Regulators!
So this covers XC70, V70 wagons from 2001 to 2007 because the airbags could explode, sending shrapnel into your face, killing you instantly.
That's not good.
So, yeah, the Takata company went bankrupt. So I don't know why they would have. They waited. So there's
For some
plenty of
reason.
rental cars for all the people coming in.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not a lot of rental cars out there, actually.
Well, they're in luck because there's going to be a lot less cars, but we have a great innovation in the next story. I'm very excited to get to because it's about Batman. You've all seen it in Batman, and that's what it reminded me of. They have this brand new innovation that Verizon Wireless, Nissan, and Tesla have been working on. They released a proof of concept demonstration of how censored data from vehicles and surrounding infrastructure can be processed through Verizon Wireless network and communicated back to the vehicle for urgent driver notifications in real time or near real time.
That's cool, though.
It's known as Cellular Vehicle to Everything, CV2X,
All
or the official name is Communication Between Vehicles and Environment Around Them.
CV2X it is.
Yeah, that's quite a name. But Tesla owners, you are already participating in the development of this massively groundbreaking technology. The streetlights will tell you what's wrong. That's the way I take it. I guess there's wireless communicators up there, and it just tells you everything between all the cars.
I mean, it's a nice concept having cars communicate between each other, as well as just having this interconnected network. You can tell, like, oh no, there's a car, 5 cars up, that car is having a problem. Everybody else is going to allow to merge and go around.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like it'd be centralized. So,
like, dude, traffic.
Uniformed.
Traffic.
Something that could easily be regulated by the government.
You have even if you have an early driver or an experienced asshole driver, having a centralized network of a vast majority of all the other cars
And
being able
all
to go
the
around
road hazards.
and road hazards.
Road hazards.
And all
I'm imagining. You can see the description below for the link to the story if you're watching this on
I'm
playback.
imagining, even if you're just a regular driver and you see all these autonomous vehicles going off to one direction, you're like, all right, there's something in this way that it's like a Q sign, and like environmental wise. So I like the idea of people having this system with autonomous driving and all this other kind of crazy fucking technology we're getting.
Yeah.
And having this be, it doesn't matter if you have an autonomous vehicle or a classic car that you're just trying to, keep going through. You can still.
Or I'm thinking if your car,
make traffic
I'm thinking if your car just has a wireless transmitter in it, it will probably end up helping a bit.
Yeah, at least some.
Some for the cars around you, so you're helping whether you know it or not.
And then
which I think is fantastic.
You know what's going to happen in the back end for the older cars? You're going to get that little plug going into your data connector from your insurance provider, so to where they can at least see what you're doing to transmit what you're doing to them. So that way, it's all going to come full circle.
That's what they do that now. It can save you $20 on your car insurance.
Yeah, but I see it as communicating to these vehicles, so that way these vehicles can see, even if you don't have one of these vehicles that can, sense all that shit.
The future looks very exciting.
That way it's going to happen and then you're going to get those savings just like they're doing with the current thing. Yeah, but it's just going to let other vehicles know where you are. And then you get so much off your car insurance, and you're like, damn, I just saved fucking $50.
Yeah. Well, you've probably already agreed to this when you just hit accept.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Agree to all this if you want to drive our car.
It's just going to pop in there.
Speaking of popping in, we have exciting news for the car of the year. SUV of the year. With the Genesis GV70. Motor Trend's SUV of the year.
Very nice.
2022 SUV of the year. They say it's distinct and rich impression detail on the interior. Let's look at the interior. How wonderful this interior is. That's the exterior. I don't know what that is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's a nice interior. Does it leave a nice impression?
It's
rich
nice
impression
enough
to detail, I guess.
Well, it's the red leather, and then the screen just popping out of it.
Speaking of screens, that's a
simplistic.
14.5-inch screen, 21-inch wheels. It has a 2.5T. It has several engine options. One is a 2.5 liter, which is 300 horsepower, 311 torques. That's a 4-cylinder. Nice. Or you get the 3.5T engine with a twin-turbo V6 delivering 375 horsepower, and it's not 3,911. It's 391 torques. All-wheel drive, 8-speed auto. Get one, $442.
That really is like a plush interior, though.
It's a nice interior. Let's look at the outside. It's
look
a different
at the buttons there. Like all those look very nice and
yeah. Looks like
simplistic.
standard buttons. Let's see the front. The front, it kind of stands out. It's compared to that other Infinity concept. That's a beautiful.
Yeah, but this
car.
is like midway through between the two, because it's futuristic enough, but the front end still looks Infinity. Infinity's always had that kind of stingray gaping mouth thing.
This is a Genesis.
Oh, well, they're copying. There you go. That's how I save that statement.
It has all-wheel drive, adaptive cruise control, lane centering. I hate that fucking thing. Blind spot monitoring, and you can't turn off the lane centering. I hate it. Wow, 14.5-inch screen inside. Some trims offer remote smart park assist and other innovative technology. I think it's a good-looking SUV.
It's nice, but, Legos.
Like the next story. Ryvam R1t. This is quite an interesting looking pickup truck. Oh.
There we go. Yes, it is.
This is quite an interesting pickup truck, or man's SUV, as we'll call it. 0 to 6 is it. They say it has solid built construction, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, tow capacity of 1,100 pounds, and it can go 314 miles on a charge. 400-mile package available for an extra 10 grand. It has vegan artificial leather. Heated and ventilated front seats are available. I know, the vegan leather gotcha.
It just smacked me in the face. Once you said vegan, this whole car's look made sense.
What was it last week or week before? They had a beet interior made from beets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beets and other disposables.
Full-length glass roof with a UV coating for 99.9% of UV light reduced to reduce the cabin heating on sunny days.
Meanwhile, more of the environment is hurt by making this car than making that vegan fucking leather in the fucking interior.
So there's something wrong with all those batteries? Coltan? Anybody? Does anybody like coltan?
I'm just saying. This is the fucking battle you choose.
Hey. It's got a 16-inch screen inside.
Yeah, where'd that come from? Guarantee you fucking elves and bunnies aren't making it.
No, probably made in India or China.
And I'm just saying,
the Philippines, I'm guessing, or Mexico. Mexico's popular.
Just imagine some vegan like, hey, make it vegan leather, asshole. No cows have to die for this car. Besides everywhere else you get the materials from.
It's a ridiculous looking thing.
It is. It's just nothing but ridiculousness. But you get a 16-inch screen.
It's cartoon looking, and it has apparently great horsepower.
It looks like something out of like one of those
800
old Hanna-Barbera cartoons to where like the Beach Boys would get out of it.
It looks like it has a spoiler in the back.
Yeah, or like a surfboard rack, something like that. That's what I was thinking. Kind of California.
Surfboards are way bigger than that.
Yeah,
gigantic things. But have you heard of the company Silence?
I completely forgot about them.
Yeah, totally forgot. It's like they're standing in front of you and you can't remember them.
But it's once you look away.
That's because they're not a car maker. They're a scooter maker, and they're getting into the two-seat game with this. This is the S4. S04. S04. They're in the scooter market, and they're going to move up to the car world. It has 2 seats, offset for people. It is 7 foot, 7 inches long, a top speed of 28 miles an hour with a 6-kilowatt battery.
I'm sorry, 2 people?
Motor. What? Yeah,
two people.
It's offset. It's like me and Cardboard Kelly here.
Like 2 cardboard...
me and Cardboard Kelly.
Like except 2 college girls? Or like 2 Americans?
No, look. See? Me and Cardboard Kelly. See how it is?
Yeah.
It's like that. And you have storage.
For what?
Next to Cardboard Kelly here. Behind.
What? A Wawa hoagie?
You could, but... so in Europe, they don't have the same driving classes that we do. They have extra driving classes.
Oh, good Lord.
So they have a class of driver that allows children from the ages of 14 to 16 to drive some cars with not a lot of horsepower, and this is one of them. Practice driving, I guess.
All right.
Not in America, but here they will also have a more powerful version, the L7E, which will have a top speed of 56 miles an hour with a 14-kilowatt motor.
I just
get
feel
about
like
92 miles.
If you were going to put a 14-year-old in a fucking car, man, at least make it something that isn't like, hey, if you get hit by a Yukon, man, I'm going to miss you.
This is Europe. They don't drive them out there.
They got lorries.
The roads are the width of that roadcaster there.
Yeah, and if you get hit by a lorry, it's going to hurt all the same.
Yeah, but it only goes to 28, so they can't go on a highway. You have to have a minute. That's not the minimum speed for the highway.
Good point.
You're not going far. And it has a range of the L7E 92 miles. So
you're not going anywhere.
But they have a different way of dealing with the car. The car is only $8,730 US.
Well, that's not bad.
But that does not count the price of the battery. The battery, you're not buying the battery.
That's batteries not included?
No, wait for it. You rent it.
Oh.
You join the battery swap program for $20 a month.
I mean,
$20 a month, whenever you're out of battery, you just show up, they swap you in a new battery, and that's that. I've been saying that's the best way to do it for years.
I mean, a monthly program.
It's probably, the battery is probably just that little round thing there. They just reach down, pull it out, put a new one in.
You would have to make it something, well, I mean, hopefully it's not that simple. But
I love this idea. I think it's great. They own the battery.
I would
You
hope
just swap it out.
it would be like right here to where you could lift the lid to where
It's got to be underneath.
It's
See
safely
the bumper?
detached. Yeah.
It's got to be underneath the bumper, and there's a little compartment. They pull it out, or it's in the back.
Yeah, because it has to be something to where you can like
Under the
lift the
passenger
latch or
seat?
like have some kind of a control to let that go to where it's safe and nobody could just like I took your battery.
I don't see it working here, but in Europe, I think it's a fantastic idea, especially if you like live in the city.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could in London, you could probably avoid the, what do they call it? The carbon tax? The congestion charge. That's what they have. They have a congestion charge.
Because you look at this, they have a scooter right in the background here.
That's because the company makes scooters.
But it's good for comparison as well, especially when you're talking about European streets and everything. It's very narrow, and being able to fit like two people, even snugly, in the vehicle and just get to where you need to go.
Especially after watching like Grand Tour, how they drive around those European streets that are like, we would have trouble driving this chair around.
And it's like one guy and 7 GoPros compared to like 2 teenage girls just trying to get around to go get coffee.
Oh, yeah. Well, it looks small. I don't think you're going to pour someone 6.5 feet in this thing. I won't have a problem getting in it.
It would look like that Simpsons episode.
Oh yeah, with the guy.
This is the car I could afford.
It's the best car that I could afford.
So on that bombshell,
the higher one at 56 miles an hour. That's not bad.
No,
that's not a bad speed, especially for if you're just traveling short distances.
Here to the store, just need to get there.
Oh yeah.
That's a fine speed. And a good mile range to where you can just plug it in.
If I was to have a kid, to have a first car, I would want the speed not to go higher than 28 miles an hour either. Where are you going? Not very far. Not very fast.
I'd still want it to be a little bit more safer than this tiny fucking thing.
Not in America, no. Let's get a nice
in America, you'd need to beef that up. Europe, fuck it. Let them try.
It's like they have those tiny little smart cars. Oof. A Suburban hits you on one of those things, you're just dead. You're dead. There's not going to be anything left of you.
No.
What happened to her?
You bury the smart
Suburban.
car.
That's what happened.
That's what's left, the smart car, and you bury that.
But if you're not hit by a Suburban, maybe you might want to go check us out at pjandwh.com. Check out all our great videos. Monday to Friday, 3-ish to about 4:30, 5-ish. Yeah. I'll be back playing, what was I playing?
Legendary Edition of Mass Effect.
Yes, Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Yeah, man.
I didn't modify the face. But I think I went with
the classic
Infiltrator.
Okay. And
so I got the sniper rifle
and the tech. I always go with that one first.
Well, because you got the tech. I'm like, do I really want to just do soldier? I want those like zapping powers. You can zap and
that's why
things.
I go with that with like anything Fallout or RPG because tech is often very useful for just I want to get in there. Oh, you don't have tech. Yes, I do, motherfucker. Ba-boom. And it
generally
makes it
in that one, even if you are a soldier, you have you can grab a tech person.
Yeah.
when you're tech people. Open the door.
You can grab you can grab somebody with that, but oftentimes with that sniper rifle ability, man, you can just bang, 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 bang,
Bang, bang, bang, bang. And
yeah.
started the first one on Thursday. Part 2 starts tomorrow.
You might even be wearing a different shirt.
I might. Yes. And I might move in this loop.
Maybe grab a drink.
We'll see. You're going to have to watch the whole loop to see.
You're also going to have to contact us over here at pjandwh.com. Hit the contact us. Find us on all social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. And, of course, contact us. Leave us your name, your email, and your message, and let us know if you have something luggy and nutty to talk about. Maybe you got a really sick ride, and you want us to talk about how sweet it looks. Drop us a line right here. And always listen on Spotify, Perjangers and Wallhangers. Look us up on TikTok, pjandwh.com. And, of course, this is a long, drawn-out goodbye for us. And we will see you next week, because it does not matter if you drive a Ford or a Silence. Nothing rolls without Lugnutz. We'll see you next week, gang. Drive on! He did look confused for a moment. Like, I don't know what to say to that.
Hey, silence, you.
He likes the car.
He does. He's a big fan of the sound of silence.
He's speechless. For once. Wow. It's amazing. Linky is a fan of the silence. And of course, until next week, gang, drive on.
Drive on indeed.
Play on Perjangers. That was a good segue. Our Island Kelly.
But
Either way, it's a stupid-ass name.
Max Verstappen pulling out a win in Houston.
Hey, good for him. Don't be a dick.
So, the big thing, I watched the pre-show because obviously you got to be a special fucker, you know, pay cable money for the F1 this week. But I saw the pre-show with Lando Norris, and
Where they ride around the track on that tractor trailer.
Yeah, but it was so entertaining, and the reason for watching it, and everybody should watch it, is Lando Norris, because even in his interviews, because he was in Texas, he was talking like a Texan, and it was the most entertaining fucking shit I saw all day. And it really made me happy with Land. And it was a good accent. He was really acting, man. It was really good. And
he's just fucking around.
Yeah. And he was like, all right, I think I should talk in my normal voice now. But he
has a job driving cars for a living. Doesn't get better than that.
And he drove in Dale Earnhardt's car.
Yeah, hey,
around the track. So he got this because he loved Dale Earnhardt as a child. He was saying on the interview. So it was really kind of full circle for Lando this week, man, which I was really happy with. That's a good shit.
All right. If we could all be as great as the Intimidator.
And be as great as hitting that subscribe button right there, right above my head, is where you're going to find every single best Perjangers and Wallhangers video for you. Right above Big Brother's head is the very list of all Lugnutz playlists. And as our main man Connor always acutely says, wrong show.
Drive on Lugnutz.
Drive on, Lugnutz.
Friends.